It's the Recruiting Roundup. Welcome back in. My name is Jared Cohen. This is our high school football recruiting insider, Jason Jewell. More offers piling into Arizona athletes, just like it was the case last week. But we have a commitment to bring to you before we get through some of those offers. Mo White from Notre Dame Prep, he's going to be staying in-state.
The senior quarterback from Notre Dame committed to NAU last week on his unofficial visit. Went up there with linebacker Luke Tafuri. Loved it. Said he wanted to stay at home. Not interested if any other big schools come in. He said he's a lumberjack. Committed to the Jacks over offers from South Dakota State and from Western Illinois.
And speaking of South Dakota State, they have quite the Arizona connection. They're 4-1 on the season, top 25 in the FCS. They currently have over a dozen offers to Arizona players around the state and just added 3 more over the weekend. The first one, a big linebacker out of Brophy, Robert Ralph.
I'm surprised that Ralph hasn't been offered more. South Dakota State's only his 3rd offer. Has an offer from North Dakota and from New Mexico State. You're talking about a kid that's 6'2", 220, runs 4.7 in the 40. He's playing lights out so far this year. Like I said, only his 3rd offer. I expect more to come in soon, though.
Another South Dakota State offer goes to a tight end on the offensive side of the ball now. Patrick Baldenegro has had a great season for Chandler, bringing in another offer from the Jackrabbits.
He looked great 2 weeks ago when I saw him against Hamilton. Took a pass 70 yards to the house. 6'5", 210 pounds. He's a big kid. Only going to get bigger. Has a big old frame. He has offers from Air Force and from North Dakota also.
And South Dakota State offered a player on the defensive side of the ball from a smaller school, safety Trevor Osborne, the hard hitter, and he's picking up a big offer from them.
2-time All-State player at safety for the Crusaders. Osborne is actually being recruited as an outside linebacker. You know, he's 6'2", weighs 200 pounds. He's only going to get bigger, has a big frame. So he has 2 offers now, Western Illinois and South Dakota State. Both have offered him as an outside linebacker.
Now that's it for South Dakota State. There's a few guys that we continue to mention quite frequently on this show. The first one, Elroy Masters, the 3rd time in a row that we've mentioned him, but he just keeps bringing in offers with the great senior season that he's had.
You know, we mentioned he was offered by San Jose State. He was offered by Wyoming. He had offers last week from NAU and from Air Force. Big kid. He's only going to continue to get more offers.
Another guy who we mentioned before the season even started, Kenai Benoit, a guy that needed to get more attention at the running back position, and because of him, Thunderbird is right in the thick of it at Division III with 3 games left to go, but he's picked up another offer.
He's playing lights out, and he deserves all the attention he gets. North Dakota State, the defending 1AA national champion, offered him, and he told me that Colorado State is very close to offering as well.
And Chaparral's Jake Rowe is having a fantastic senior year. He's been recruited a lot more recently from on the defensive side of the ball, but after 5 touchdowns in 2 games, he's getting some offensive attention now as well.
Yeah, he was offered by Washington State. It's the 4th offer. They also Duke, Oregon State, and Arizona have offered him. Mostly getting recruited, like you said, as an outside linebacker, but playing great. And the Cougars offered him as an athlete. They just want to get him on campus and kind of see where he fits from there.
One of our favorite things to do here on the Recruiting Roundup is not only bring you offers, but have guys that you need to keep your eye on, guys that need more attention. Brophy, when you think of them, you think of Robert Ralph, who we mentioned at the beginning, and you think of Brugman and Allen and Renfrey, some of those seniors, but there's guys waiting in the wings that are very talented as well, one offensive lineman in particular.
Only a junior, Austin Hall, 6'4", 290 pounds. He's a mauler, big old kid. Last night he got his first offer from the University of Washington. He's a kid that will end up being a national level prospect.
And when you think of Centennial, you think of their running game. You can go as far back as Terry Longbonds, the Hughes brothers, most recently Jalen Ortiz. But Ortiz is going to be off to UCLA next season. So Jason, who's waiting in the wings?
I love sophomore running back Dedrick Young. 6'1", 200 pounds already, only a sophomore. He's got limited touches, but when he touches the ball, he goes to the house. He's averaging almost 10 yards a carry playing behind Ortiz. But keep an eye on this kid. He's going to be big time.
You heard it first here on the Recruiting Roundup, Dedrick Young. There's going to be some great games this weekend, as always. Big one on the west side, Liberty going up against Desert Edge, and way up north, Pinnacle going up against Boulder Creek. Both will be big games. Make sure you get out to some high school football this weekend. That'll conclude this week's edition of the Recruiting Roundup. For Jason Jewell, I'm Jared Cohen for ProsToPreps.com.